Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the Shadow version of the Alolan Sandslash with the legacy move Shadow Claw. And here again in the Great League finally available again, the thing that most people are going to run. And we see already like why Shadow Claw is kind of cool against the Walrein there, for example, it's just the better move. We have a lot of lag here, and this was a time I think where the game just died for a few seconds in general, like nobody could do anything, and I was just in a battle I was taking call with friends and they also couldn't do anything in the game anymore, so yay. I'm most likely gonna win this game because of this, but you see here sped up by I think 2.4 times, 10 seconds still waiting there, so maybe like more than half a minute where I just couldn't do anything, like my opponent as well. And I think he had a little bit more problems, and that's gonna win us the game. I don't know, most likely we still would have won. We had a good position right now, but who knows? The game is being perfect. I'm still waiting for the first few fixes for this game, but we will see. Maybe it already happened or when this video goes live. Who knows? I don't think so. But yeah, this team. How did it go? I think I only went positive with this team, and I think I went like crazy positive as well. I think I had like maybe and I think I played 3 sets with this. I think I had like 3 or 4 losses in total with this team, and I think I nearly have all the footage in here as well, because it was actually also kind of quick-ish. So yeah, kind of cool. Of course, we have the Trevenant, which is at least a Pokemon that's pretty easy accessible for people, which is cool. Like, it's not the most fun, and like it's just like very meta, so like that's why I don't really like it too much, and I think it's like a little bit too good, but at least not as annoying as a Walrein is. But yeah, we have the Trevenant, and we have the Medicham in the back. Medicham, of course, the next XL version. I don't know what you can run other than this. I needed like something, for example, if you look at the matchups for the Sandslash and the Medicham together, Medicham beats stuff like the G-Fist, like the Steel types in general, that you don't really want to face too much with your Sandslash. Also, Medicham beats fighting types, which is also something that you don't really want to face with the Sandslash. Medicham has ice type coverage, which is good for the ground types, which also can be sometimes a problem for the Sandslash. So like it's a very good core together, and Sandslash usually is very good against the flying types, which you don't really want to face with the Medicham. So in total, a very good core. And yeah, we can go for a move here. This is a game that I think of. Here I was like, okay, I can easily farm down. He can only get to like, I don't know, nothing too special. Like I would survive everything here. I will have enough shields left. They run Flash Cannon? Holy hell, this is gonna win in the game, because I didn't expect Flash Cannon. Flash Cannon is so outdated. You played it like before it had Brave Bird, I think. But yeah, this is not really cool. And something that I also figured out is that our Trevenant will not be able to take 2 moves from a Registeel. I didn't know this. I don't really use neither like Trevenant in general in Great League. I don't really use it too often because I find it a little bit tough to team build with, to be honest. There are a lot of Pokemon that just really hardwire this thing, which kind of makes me not want to use it, and I rather use something like Sableye. But yeah, I defend, like I was like, I kind of wanted to go for this thing because I think it would have fit in general very good in this team. And we see the Sandslash here going for some ice punches. I think like Sandslash is way more bulkier than you think. Like you sometimes lose CMP where you don't think you lose CMP, which is crazy. We get both shields from the what's it called, from the Nidoqueen. We can go for 1 Bulldoze, Shadow Bulldoze. Holy hell, that did a lot of damage. It did way more than I expected, because Bulldoze is usually a move that does next to no damage, and we have our Medicham against the Pokemon there, and we're just gonna be able to destroy him entirely. Like right now, I really like this thing. We see a Deoxys defense in the lead, and this is of course horrible. Like we have counter damage basically ×2 weakness against this for our Medicham, for our Sandslash, and we have to go into our Medicham, which is usually our closer to face up against it, because even the Medicham would lose against the Deoxys defense, but like you don't really want to go into your hardest counter. So this is kind of tough, and we have a hard counter immediately against us again with the Trevenant, and now we can go into our own Trevenant, shield this up, most likely a Psycho Boost, yep. And we see the Walrein. We still have a slight chance here maybe, but we have to see. We can go for the shield here right now. We get shields from my opponent, and we should be able to get to another Seed Bomb here. Does my opponent shield this? Does he let it go? He does let it go. He survives this, and he is very low. I should be able to farm down with my Sandslash, but yeah, we need to get to, I don't know, I think a Bulldoze or whatever. Like, definitely one Ice Punch wouldn't KO him here. He gonna shield it up. And I tried to, yeah, overfarm, and yeah, it wouldn't have KO'd anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I would have lost this game anyway. Good game there. We see Sandslash against Nidoqueen. Good matchup, like one of the best matchups. We have some lag in the beginning, very cool as well. We can go for the Ice Punch here. Of course, Powder Snow would have been a little bit better. We're gonna catch the move, and this move gonna be the Earth Power, which is amazing. Catching Earth Power on a Grass type Pokemon. My opponent decides to go into their Stunfisk, which is not really the correct play, I guess, against Trevenant. Depends on what he has in the back, of course. We can still get to the Seed Bomb, getting a shield here. My opponent let this go. I can let it go. He goes for the Rock Slide, and we're gonna be able to, okay, we cannot farm him the entire way down. We get into our Medicham. We're gonna let this go as well. It's the Earthquake, which does a lot of damage, but my opponent decided to surrender there. Good game there. Swampert next. We can go into our Trevenant. We still have like a very decent matchup against everything with Swampert, and we see the Skarmory, which is usually something that you pair with a Swampert anyway. We can go actually for the Shadow Ball, and this is the cool thing about Trevenant. While you lose against like flying types usually, against this thing, if you land the Shadow Ball, you're gonna be able to at least get 2 shields back, which is amazing here, as you're gonna get a shield advantage against the flying type, which is hilarious. And we can farm down with our Sandslash. We're gonna swap out immediately because we don't really want to get hit by the Swampert. We still have to get him a little bit lower with our Medicham, so we can KO him with one Ice Punch. And we're gonna see that he goes for a move here. I'm gonna be able to shield this. He denied me. We had some lag as well in general during those games. I mean, it's fine. I think everybody has some lag right now. I still just hope that they fix something, because right now I think hope kinda dwindles down, but we will see. We have soon the first international championships with Pokemon Go in there, and most likely also streams for Pokemon Go. Gonna be very interesting how that's gonna go next week, and yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm definitely gonna look up the stream and watch it a little bit, but we have to see how it all goes. I actually kind of want to live stream this maybe as well, maybe like watch along and play along. We have to see it. But yeah, we see the sensors there, we see the Stunfisk coming in, and we can go for the Ice Punches here usually. I'm going to shield the Earthquake, going to do a lot of damage with the counter. We can go for the Ice Punch, and this Ice Punch should put him into range for a counter down. Yep. And we can realign against the Emolga. Emolga, not really the biggest issue for my team anyway, to be honest. I can go for 2 Ice Punches, and this would KO him. And they don't let it go actually, which is interesting. I'm gonna let this go though. They go for the Aerial Ace, which still doesn't KO us. We see the Wall Rain coming in. We have to go for the Ice Punch, get him low enough that he's in range for 1 Seed Bomb. But he also has to KO my Medicham first. I'm just gonna let everything go here, I think. Do I? Yes, I do. And now I should be in a decent spot where I can go into my Trevenant. My Trevenant should be able to get to 1 Seed Bomb and should win this, but I expect my opponent to swap into their Emolga to catch the move. So I just wanted to farm down, but it was enough anyway, so good game there. Next up, Mandibuzz lead. Usually pretty okay, but the thing is, of course, the Shadow Claw is kind of a problem. We see switching into the Scrafty, which is actually a matchup that I don't like with Medicham, to be honest, in this scenario. On the Zero Shield, Scrafty with this Medicham is a little bit of a pain, and we see them go for the bait, but it doesn't really matter. And I hope they go into the Mandibuzz, which they gonna do, and we can go for some Ice Punch damage, which is good enough to get him low enough that we don't really have to care about it with our Trevenant. That's basically our only goal, because this is the hardest counter to Trevenant anyway. Getting this into red health right now would help us a lot, and we did just do this, which is good. And they have to go for a move, which is an Area Ace, and we can go into our Sandslash and see the Swampert coming in. We can now go for the Seed Bomb damage and try to KO this thing. We have to see if we can actually win this still. I'm just gonna shoot the first one. Is he going for the bait? He's going for the bait. They can go still for a Sludge Wave. Is this gonna be enough to KO me though? This is the question. It's only neutral thanks to our Ghost type subtyping, and it does not KO us. And we can go for another Seed Bomb, which should KO my opponent, and one foul play will not KO our Sandslash. We can swap out anyway, go for the Ice Punch and finish this game off. Good game there. Next up, we're gonna have Sandslash against Hypno. Usually a very good matchup, but my opponent stays in here. And I was like, okay, if they stay in, they have to have Fire Punch. There's no way they don't, and they do have Fire Punch. I overfarmed to 100 energy actually, which was not the smartest idea, but we get the shield and we can go for another move. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to catch the next move. I think I would have been able to get to my charge move in time. Like, I think I would have won CMP, but I'm not sure. And we see the Mandibuzz coming in, so I'm actually pretty okay with me being able to bait this thing out, so I don't have to face it with our Medicham, and we can still actually get to 2 Shadow Balls, which is insane, as this now going to put him into range for 1 Ice Punch, and we have that stored, and this thing is gone. And now it just depends on what they have in the back. It's Azumarill. We still have a shield advantage, which is very good against Azumarill, as Medicham should be able to actually beat this thing in like the 1 vs 0 shields. And we see my opponent going to go for the Ice Beam. And they tried to swap into the Hypno. I expected this, so I didn't throw my Psychic immediately. And I'm just going to be able to go for the Psychic now, get him low enough. They can go for Play Rough here. I still have my Sandslash, which resists all the charge moves, but also just does a lot of damage with the Crick and the charge move here. I'm just going to no-wobble this Azumarill, and we're going to be able to win this game. Good game there. Next up, we have the Swampert against us in the lead. We swap into our Trevenant immediately. We see the Nidoqueen coming out. They have to shield nearly everything here, so we should be fine just going for the Seed Bomb. But actually I see so much damage this does. And also I think my opponent got like some quick moves through after his charge move, which shouldn't have been the case, but it's fine. And we have some lag here. It's amazing. Good game quality. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot this up. Maybe he goes for the Poison Fang. He does go for the Poison Fang bait. There's definitely also only a Poison Fang, so what I'm gonna try to do here now is just farm all the way down, because they're gonna go for another Poison Fang. And like this, I'm gonna have 100 energy, farm them all the way down. They go into the Swampert. I tried to throw my charge move. The game just didn't want me to do this, but okay, thanks game. We go for 1 Ice Punch. We go for another Ice Punch. And the Swampert gonna be gone now, which is good. And let's see what he has in the back. It goes back into Nidoqueen. We can farm down. We see the Venusaur, Shadow Venusaur on the back. Wouldn't have want to face my Sandslash either, so we're gonna be able to just Psychic him down, and we're gonna be able to win this game. Alolan Sandslash so far very good against the meta actually. This is also a Pokemon that usually is mainly good in restricted meta, so not really in the open meta, and still like I pull off a lot of good wins with this thing just because it beats stuff like the Nidoqueen or like the Trevenant, or in general it has like a very good matchup against the current meta, and I definitely like this thing. Like if you get a good Shadow one, maybe try to keep it. Like right now you cannot get rid of the Frustration anymore. I was lucky enough that I got this 0-13-13-1 before the event ended with Frustration, which is really cool because I really wanted this thing. I actually might build it for Ultra League, I don't know yet. And we're gonna be able to shield this. It's gonna be the Poison Fang my opponent just likes to bait. And here I lost CMP against the Nidoqueen, which I didn't expect would happen, but okay. We see the Wall Ring coming in and we should be okay here. But yeah, like I really enjoyed this. Maybe I use it for the Ultra League. I still haven't built one for that anyway, so maybe I built the Shadow version here. And we see the Nidoqueen coming back in. But in general, yeah, definitely a cool Pokemon. Definitely something that I would recommend you trying to get. And yeah, we're gonna go into the next match. We have Walrein against us in the lead, something that you don't really want to face, but it's also kinda okay. We can go for one Bulldoze. Going to be able to get him into the yellow health, definitely, yep. And they can go for an Earthquake. I hope they go for the Earthquake and not for the bait. They go for the Earthquake, which is very nice. Because now we are in a better spot where we should be able to win this matchup no matter what, because we can just shield and farm all the way down. So we're shieldless, but we're going to be able to realign our Pokemon. My opponent swaps out into their Sableye, which is not very good for me. But because I'm actually still a little bit bulky, I should be able to get to another Ice Punch in time. 1 HP in a Dream, we can survive this foul play, go for the Ice Punch, and get him pretty low. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna waste this energy against my Medicham and no swap out into my Trevenant. Because I know that the foul play is only like neutral against my Medicham, so it doesn't do that much compared to the Trevenant, and Trevenant can get some extra energy lead. I knew my opponent would try to sack swap there, so I just overfarmed a lot. And yeah, my opponent then surrendered because I just outplayed him a little bit. We see the Swampert here coming in. They swap perfectly in the Trevenant, which basically now my opponent outplayed me, even though I think I was one move ahead, like over the Seed Bomb, because I expected him to swap out and then was like, oh, I guess he stays in. Never mind, he didn't. So yeah, kind of annoying. We see the Frosters coming in, and look at this, by the way. Look at this. My opponent expected me to go straight for the Seed Bomb, and I didn't, because like I was actually still looking at my typings on top and saw that this wasn't Swampert, so that was hilarious. They kind of underestimated me there. But this is definitely going to be a win, so thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Definitely try to get a good shadow version of this. I think it's going to be really cool in some metas coming up, especially like with the new legacy move, which is pretty cheap to get because elite fast TMs are not really crazy. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.